Have you ever wondered what changes you would exactly need to make in order to start hitting record months inside of your business? Or even within entrepreneurs who are your favorites within the industry, right? Knowing what they focused on when they were really getting going out the get-go. Now I'm probably far from one of your favorite entrepreneurs online right now, but after a record 65K month in August, I want to break down exactly what we focused on and create this video here to be as a saving grace, if you will, for your business right now to help you focus in the right areas immediately. I want to help you skip the fluff and show you myself, right? Someone who's potentially only a couple steps ahead of you. What I'm doing is have my business on the regular basis so you can go ahead and double down inside of your coaching business, high ticket business, whatever service you are providing here online. So let's go ahead and get right into what I would have changed, what I kept the same, what I've drastically changed, right? All of that and everything in between here, and let's really lean into it because I have a couple key areas within this that I want to make sure we harp on out the gates here. So let's get rocking, right? First things first, I don't want to go ahead and blow smoke with you guys here. I don't want to give you the fluff, right? So like I said, I'm going to really give it to you straight up here. First things first, you need a strategy, okay? Myself, when I was getting into this, I tried to go ahead and winging it everywhere that I was, trying to get on multiple platforms, and for myself, and really what I teach heavily, is the power of one. The power of one, the power of one. Because in all honesty, success loves speed, right? And so if we know this to be the case here, and if you don't believe that, you really need to start leaning into that because that's the whole reason why you have to understand how the power of imperfect action can help catapult you to your best business ever, right? To your best months ever, just like I'm recording this video right now, right? So with that being said, understand that as a whole can truly transform everything, but it comes back to having clarity on how you're gonna move forward. Having that initial foundation that can allow you to realistically block out a lot of the extra, the excess in your life. I didn't even say your life, but within your business itself there, so that now you can truly stay on the tracks and keep moving forward there and not be distracted by all the nonsense, right? There was a post I saw on Facebook the other day by somebody who basically, they seem like they're starting out. It seems like they're starting to get some results, right? But what their post said was, hey, they started off focusing on one platform, going all into it, and after X amount of time, I can't remember how long it was, it sounded like it was a few months or so, they decided that they didn't like that path that they were going down, and in reality, they wanted to do what they saw all the other gurus and experts doing in the space, right? Which they said at the point, in that point in the post was, they were on all these other social media platforms all at once, right? And so as I saw that there, my gut reaction is saying, you're not wrong, but it all comes back to perspective, right? Because when you're first starting out, myself, I was working my 9-to-5 accounting job while I was starting my online business there, right? And I was working that I hit my first 30K month, for those who don't know, while I was still working that accounting job. So the big piece to me that comes to mind with that is efficiency. And although jumping on all platforms at once is not the worst idea ever, it's just not practical in a lot of situations there. So at the very least, I would really recommend don't jump on more than 2 platforms at once, because I'd say you want to have one that you can really allow yourself to go all in with, and then have a supplemental backup kind of social media presence there that you maybe know you're going to grow long term. Like for myself, that's how I felt about YouTube. Myself, Facebook is where my business blew up at first, got to my first 5-figure month, 6 figures online, and now I'm at the point here where that is already machined, that I already have rolling. It feels like it's almost natural on autopilot these days. But now that once I got to that point, that I started to step back. And before I even got to YouTube in all actuality, I jumped into email marketing second. Because to me, I felt like email marketing was the natural next step to what my business was missing there. Just really going strong on Facebook, I felt it was a beautiful supplement to keep on bringing people back to my world in Facebook, back there, right? So like I said, for myself, I truly would lean on that, the power of one. I like what the person was saying there, but in all actuality, what usually happens when you go all in on a bunch of different platforms, it causes confusion, right? And I tell people all the time, right? Clever over clear, clear over confusion. Being on all platforms seems like a clever move, like you can probably get all over the place, but if it's not going to allow you to stay extremely clear on what you need to be doing on a day-by-day basis, it's going to help you. I was going to say it's going to help you drop the ball. It's going to just naturally cause you to drop the ball, and that's the last thing I want you for here. Okay, so let's get into number 2 here. We're going to break this one down a little bit because really number 2, I want to highlight IPAs, which really stands for income producing activities. All right, now we're not talking craft beer here today, right? And then past that, just an high income skill sets, right? High income skill sets and income producing activities and how we can really marry the two together. The reason I preach and teach about IPAs all the time is because efficiency, like I said before. I put out a 5-hour work week guide. I'll make sure to drop the doc down below there so you guys can have access to it. But the whole goal in reality is to make sure that we understand exactly what we need to be doing, and not just doing, but focusing our energy in order to move the needle the fastest inside of our business. Because there are so many things we can do inside of our business here, from just dealing with all the tech that we have at our disposal. But in reality, we don't need to be worried about all of that in the beginning. All right, so let's dive into what the 3 main pieces within those high income skill sets, the income producing activities we really want to focus on here. All right, number 1 inside of this is sales. All right, let's keep it blunt here. Sales and persuasion is everything, especially inside of an online business. There is no exception there, right? Once again, I'm a true believer in the power of one. And so in reality, leaning into this on one platform and focusing on, in all actuality, conversations, right? Conversations. I've done trainings before, like on how I made $236K through conversations, because to me, I will always say it, high ticket sales are born in a messenger situation, right? Born in the DMs, born in a one-on-one interaction. I believe that one-to-many is powerful, but in reality, when you're first starting off, you don't have as much leverage there. And the more you can lean into the one-to-one side of things, it's going to really just substantially increase your chances of getting those income goals you're looking to hit inside your business. Number 2, realistically, if we're going to put it simply, marketing. If we're going to take one step further, audience growth, right? And if I could slap a little something on the back end of that, audience growth and offer development. All right, for myself, once again, I'm a strong believer in the power of one, but just realizing how to tie it all together can change so much for your business. And within that, we believe in kind of 2 schools of thought here. In reality, number 1, we want to make sure that you have control of your lead flow, okay? So many people online, you will hear them have such a strong stance of where they feel you should be putting all your energy when it comes to leads. And the way that I teach it, I believe it, what I'm going to tell you here today, because I preach on experience, not on theory, right? And for myself, having a strong grasp of your cold leads and your warm leads is going to be your best way and your fastest path to cash, if you ask me on that side there, right? That being number 1, and really number 2, understanding your forever evolving offer or forever evolving offers, right? So to start with the first piece, when it comes down to leads, cold and warm, for myself, I used to really be so strong on the cold side of things because it was working for me. I was getting some sales, but until I really dove into the warm side of leads, right? And for me, a warm lead is anybody who's giving you a little bit more attention. Anybody who's saying that they're somewhat interested in something that you have, right? It could be that they are interested directly in your services you provide, or they're interested in maybe a lead mag you put out, a story you put out, some piece of content they've gravitated towards, right? That can be, a lot of people really overlook those metrics and data points there, and they just kind of looking for the people who are just saying, hey, I want to work with you. What does it look like? Let's have a conversation. Those opportunities will happen, but like I said, control your own lead flow and put yourself in the driver's seat, okay? Don't let pride get to you on that side, if you ask me. In reality, you can let the pride get to you, and that's just going to only slow down your growth. You want to go ahead and create financial freedom for yourself, hit your whys, right? Travel more, whatever it may be. Like, dial in on all the options you have available to you, okay? Right? And then for your forever evolving offer, for specifics here, for us inside of our, like I told you, 65K month here in August, for us, we only did that with 2 offers, all right? I'll tell you right now, one offer, we broke out about 50K and change from that one offer. I think it was about 50.5K. And the other one was right at exactly 15K, on the dot there, right? And I think that we may have had maybe like $1,000 was made that month, like from probably a bunch of small offers that we have. I have master classes and boot camps and things like that there. So about a little less than 1,000 came from those, but the rest came from those 2 core offers there, okay? So for myself, once again, if you can't see the power of one coming in full circle here, the second offer is honestly something that's a bit newer we were rolling out, but the first one, it's like at the very least just took the main offer sales we had here. We had 50K from that alone, okay? It's like in reality, I would have been happy enough from that right there. So just understanding the power of leaning into that and how you can continue to grow it and grow it and grow it. The way that those offers look right now is not how they're going to look a year from now. Probably even 2 to 6 months from now in all actuality there, because of the consistent market research you can do. See what people are saying when you put your offer out there. See what they're liking, not liking, loving, hating, and start to go back and make improvements time in and time out. It's going to do so much for you in the long run to help you really speak to the heartstrings of your audience without having to try to jump through hoops to just figure it out based off of pure theory on what the heck they need. Then that third income skill we really want to dial in on, if you don't know already, content creation, right? Content creation, copywriting. This to me is so big for so many levels. For one, it can be the way that you sell without selling, which we talk about that a lot here. It's in reality, you don't want to be the person who's just spamming their links everywhere and just hoping to get lucky, right? But not only can it be powerful for that with the whole selling indirectly, but also it is so powerful when it comes to nurturing an audience there. I'm a big believer in monetizing small audiences instead of needing millions of people to make sales here, right? Let's understand what we can do to squeeze out the most from there. Because now when you do get a larger audience, you're gonna be so more well equipped than the people out there who are just trying to find lead after lead after lead and not having a true process on how to monetize them down the road. And number 3 here, to me, it's simple, but to actually lean in and follow through on it is what makes it so difficult for everybody here. And what number 3 is going to be is lean into your strengths. Okay, for myself, I tell this to people all the time, when I was getting started, I was really good at cold leads. I didn't really focus on content creation. I focused on marketing, but just to the point where it could grow my audience, and I didn't really look much past it there, right? So for myself, the sales side is really where I thrived, and I kind of found that out more so by imperfect action there. I see people who come to me all the times where they have, let's say they have experience in like tech and IT and things like that there, or just they have good kind of computer skills. And they'll come to me and say, hey, Justice, I'm already really good at tech, so I think that this stuff online is going to be great for me. And in all actuality, I don't see them having the biggest advantage, if you will, jumping in. I'm not saying they can't have success there. Anybody can, right, with the right strategy. But where I see the biggest advantage people have coming into the space is when they have past experience in one of these 3 main areas, right? Sales, marketing, copywriting. Because when they have that, those are where realistically, as you can see, none of these, I haven't talked about tech here at all today. And so what the focus needs to be is on these high income skills levels here, skill sets. And when you can force yourself to really lean into where you already have an advantage, it's gonna make it that much easier, right? It's like in YouTube how they'll say, don't go ahead and just start a channel for something that you've never done before. It's completely random. You can, but in all actuality, it's always better to start with something that you already have some experience with and grow your audience from there, right? I say the same thing when it comes down to trying to choose a product. When I was focused on affiliate marketing, a lot of times people would ask me, hey, what product should I promote? And realistically, you can go ahead and promote something like that is very kind of just like an off niche, just something that's not as in demand, but it's gonna be a lot harder to earn while you learn there. So I always recommend start with something that's in demand there. Give yourself a chance to get better at these 3 high income skill sets we talked about here today. And then as you get better, you're gonna be so much more equipped to jump into another niche that may not be as popular, but you'll know how to navigate those waters so much better. And the beauty behind this is that once you find that sweet spot of the position that you have, whether it's sales, marketing, copywriting, content, whatever it may be, that you excel at ahead of time, you find out, I'm actually really good at this here. You really want to lean into that heavily at first to help get you those initial wins, because once again, that is your key to kind of getting some quick results and then really letting that snowball your business there. And then down the line, you can start to realistically improve on those weaker areas, right? I've taken tests like the Gallup test, and there's other tests you can kind of take to find out a bit more about your personality and where you really potentially could thrive already. But for myself, the sales is really what helped me that much more, honestly, too. I worked in a music studio for years before I got into this online space in this realm, and realistically, I was working as an audio engineer. And it's almost like I got experience I was a part-time audio engineer, so I always felt like I wasn't as good. So it's almost like I had to kind of sell with my actions and my communication, and I had to lean on other pieces to make up for my kind of lack of skill, if you will, from an audio engineer standpoint there, right? So really for you, think about what that is and start to lean into it. And then eventually you can start to improve those weaknesses down the line there. Like for myself, I never really loved content and writing content pieces like that there. But after doing it for so long, and eventually I ended up, investing in mentors for those areas specifically. Now all of a sudden I do it like it's nothing, right? And I'm not saying it's my favorite thing, but in reality, I've gotten so much better at it from consistency, but waiting for the right times, right? I did not realistically go ahead, and I can talk about, I just did a video around how we went from going from my first 15K month to 30K month within 60 days. We'll make sure we drop that here for you too. But in reality, that came because I was at a spot where I can now start to drive some attention away from my zone of genius, which was truly the sales there, right? Because now doing that, it allowed me to double down without having to sacrifice efficiency inside the business. Because I already had systems and processes running, and so it made it that much easier for me to level up and really just create a major boom effect within the business as a whole there too. And last but not least on that one topic there, in reality, one of the best parts about leaning into your strengths is that it allows you to transcend the noise, okay? We cannot overlook this fact here. There's so many shiny objects out there, whatever the case may be, just shiny mindset hurdles even, if you will. In reality, you want to make sure that you are not getting suckered into so many others. I'm not saying that, once again, that other opportunities are bad out there. Or I'm not just talking about my opportunities that we have over here, right? In reality, I'm just meaning lean into what you have and lean into your strengths, because then for even like myself there, a lot of people after my first successful months were trying to pull me in from a bunch of different corners. And in reality, I knew that what I had was working, so I leaned into it. And I ended up making my next investments with something that really felt a lot more simultaneously and just a lot more congruent with the path that I was heading down. And not thinking I need to go, I'm working on the ABC so much, but there's an XYZ thing out there that looks attractive, but like it's just so far from where I am right now in my business, right? So really leaning into where you are and where you're getting results with, whether it's monetary or not, is gonna be so powerful for you to, like I said, just avoid that noise as it comes knocking on your door, because I promise you it will. That is all for today here. I hope you got a ton of value from this one. Like I said, take these notes, these experiences from myself, this record month we had here in August, and implement them into your business to save yourself some time, because like I said, success loves that speed, all right? So absolutely make sure you hit that like button down below, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, make sure you're tuned into all the future content we have here on our channel. And to go a little bit deeper in all three of these kind of core pillars we talked about today, I have a great video for you called really the only 3 areas you need to focus your energy on. It kind of pretty much tracks exactly what we did to get from 0 to 100K in our business there. We'll make sure we link the video right here at the end for you to hook you guys up. Appreciate you rocking out with us here till the end of the video. Justice signing off. And as always, you are designed to become who you choose to be. We'll catch you later.